Yes, good morning. Right now, we are here at Fort Armistead Park in the midst of and managing a mass casualty multi-agency incident here. As you know, approximately 1:30 this morning, a vessel traveling through the Patapsco River outbound collided with a column, causing a collapse of the key bridge. Unfortunately, we understand that there was many as up to 20 individuals who may be in the Patapsco River right now, as well as multiple vehicles. So we have, as indicated, a mass casualty multi-agency incident underway. We have our dive team members. We have representatives from the Anne Arundel County Fire Department, Baltimore County Fire Department, Maryland Department of the Environment, the U.S. Coast Guard, the Maryland Transportation Authority, police. So this is a mass incident that we have underway right now.
Kevin, that number has obviously grown from 7 to 20. Do you believe that these people were all in vehicles? Were there crews working on the bridge at 1:30 in the morning? Because we've been able to sort of see flashing lights on the bridge at the time of the collapse.
Yes, actually, all of that is being considered as we speak, and information continues to develop the further we get into this incident. As you can imagine, this happened at 1:30 a.m. with limited visibility. So we are working aggressively, considering, the environmental temperatures as well as the water temperatures to try and rescue and perhaps recover individuals. We understand that it could have potentially been a vehicle, a tractor trailer, or a vehicle as large as a tractor trailer on the bridge at the time that it collapsed. So we anticipate, being here for some days to come.
And Kevin, looking at this footage, I mean, the bridge collapsed on top of the ship as well. Have we heard from the captain, from the crew of the ship?
Well, we're working in collaboration with the U.S. Coast Guard, who are in the process of establishing contact with that vessel to assure and assess whether or not there were any injuries of individuals on that vessel, and identify and provide the appropriate treatment, care, and transportation to those individuals as well. As you can imagine, this is quite an incident here and an ongoing investigation. So information will be developing, by the hour as we continue into this incident.
Kevin, if you can tell us a little bit more about, this bridge, that it's, obviously well frequented, even at 1:30 in the morning. As you say, you are now searching for 20 people. And the port, tell us, what is coming out of that port, where that ship was heading, if you have any of those details, please.
Yeah, so again, it's very, very early, and we will need to be in contact with the operators of that vessel to, assess what their manifest was, what they may have been carrying, importing, or exporting, identifying where, their destination may have been, and again, identify whether or not anybody was actually injured on that vessel. So the key bridge, as you indicated, is very, very highly frequented on a daily basis by commuters throughout the Baltimore metropolitan region. So at that hour, we understand that there were, some vehicles on the bridge at the time of the collapse. So this is still lots of pieces that we still have to put together, and it's going to take some time to accurately do that. So we don't want to speculate too much, but, methodically work to identify exactly what happened and how we can mitigate this incident.
Kevin, you mentioned that crews, you're also working with the U.S. Coast Guard. I presume that there are divers in the water as we speak, or preparing to get in the water?
Well, we have Baltimore City Fire Department dive rescue team, as well as assets and dive team members, rescue vessels from our jurisdictional partners from Anne Arundel County Fire Department, Baltimore County Fire Department, and many others. And the Baltimore City Fire Department is simply leading this incident and the management of it in collaboration with our jurisdictional partners.
And Kevin, are any family members or local folks arriving, people who worked at the port, people who were driving across the bridge? We know that it was around 1:30 a.m. that the ship hit. It was shortly after that that a 911 call was made regarding this emergency. So maybe just describe to us, to our audience, the scene around you.
Yes, right now I'm actually standing at the water's edge. I can actually see quite a number of emergency response vessels in the water. You have their lights flashing and almost a perimeter around this land base here. And we have our dive team members that are off at a distance, probably, as far as 300 yards, actively looking for individuals as well as vehicles in the water. And again, considering that it's early in the morning hours, visibility is quite challenging. So they're doing the best they can at this moment. And as the light avails itself to us, we will engage even further in this rescue, potentially recovery incident.
Kevin, I think what is just so striking looking at the video is how quickly this bridge just collapses. And it's not just a partial collapse, it appears to be the entire bridge. So you would have to assume the ship has hit that column with some force. Absolutely.
That certainly has to be considered. And again, that this bridge has been in place for, quite some time and has served many commuters in the Baltimore metropolitan area. So we will be, again, as the investigation ensues, there will be structural engineers involved to try and assess, what the condition of the bridge is right now, which we know is unsafe conditions, but as well what the condition was prior to the actual collapse of it. So this is a very devastating incident in which these individuals have encountered. So our hearts go out to each and every one of them, and we will be working valiantly throughout the early morning and to address this.
Kevin, before I let you go, can you describe to us the temperature where you are and perhaps the water temperature for those divers now searching for those perhaps 20 people in the water?
Yes. It feels like at least about 30 degrees where I am. It could be slightly lower than that, and I'm sure the water temperature is even colder. I can't tell you exactly what, but I'm sure it's much colder than where I am standing on the land. And that can pose, a concern and a risk for our divers. So, again, we're doing things methodically and safely to assure that while our divers and everyone operating here on the scene is safe and that we're able to make progress without, causing adverse harm to anyone else.
Well, Kevin, we know that you and the various agencies there on the ground have a huge operation ahead of you, searching for the perhaps 20 people in the water right now. We really thank you for your time, for bringing us up to speed on what is happening right there in Baltimore, Maryland. Kevin Cartwright from the Baltimore City Fire Department, thank you so much.
Quite welcome.